I don't know, man, this is a sensory journey on its own. From the moment you bite into it, you chew it, you discover the feelings, and it's you gotta try it. G'day friends, how's it going? Welcome back to Sam's Home Kitchen, where I bring to you budget-friendly recipes with sustainability in mind. Today we're making Banh Xeo, and I'm super excited. For those who have not had the privilege of experiencing Banh Xeo, you are in for a treat. So what is Banh Xeo? Banh Xeo is Vietnamese savoury crepe that is beautiful and crispy on the edges, and on the inside usually has a bit of a protein sprinkle through it, may it be prawn, pork belly, even chicken, or a combination of all. It's moderately substantial. You can have it with some pickled or fresh carrots, bean sprouts, or even some lettuce for that freshness or that crunch. Dip it in this beautiful umami packed and also tangy sauce. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I hope that paints a good enough picture, and I hope you're salivating as much as I am right now. And in Sam's Home Kitchen's true fashion, we're going to make the recipe as easy to follow and as cheap as possible. So do follow along and let's get into it. So to start with, we're going to start with our batter. To get the batter fully hydrated, it will take about half an hour. So we better get that started first. As always, we'll be working with a scale so that we're always making super recreatable recipes and at the same time, reduce our wastage to minimum. So I got this rice flour, 500 grams for about $1.50 to $2, so not terrible, but one day I'm going to try and make my own rice flour just to see how that works out. To make two portions, wet out 100 grams of rice flour and 50 grams of all-purpose flour to help our batter absorb water better. Pinch of salt to season, about 3 grams, and then about 3 grams of turmeric. It adds a subtle fragrance to the crepe, but more importantly, gives it that vibrant yellow color Banh Xeos are known for. Give our dry ingredients a good whisk to mix it all up. And 300 grams of water to make a very runny crepe batter. The consistency should be thinner than pancake batter, but thicker than French crepe. Check out that color. Once done, set aside to hydrate. While the batter is sitting on the side and soaking up all of the water, we're going to make our dipping sauce. For our dipping sauce, aka Nouc cham, do 2 parts vinegar or lime juice for that tang, say 40 grams. 1 part fish sauce to add some umami and savoury notes, that's 20 grams. 1 spoon of sugar, about 10 grams. And 4 parts water, that is 80 grams. Stir it up to dissolve the sugar. Do a taste test and adjust based on your liking. I then crush up a couple of cloves of garlic. Destroy the garlic cells to release the aromatics and allicin enzyme. Thinly slice it up and dice into small pieces and into the Nouc cham. A small bird's-eye chilli finely chopped up for a little kick in the sauce, and that is our Nouc cham sorted. Both dipping sauces done, we'll move on to our protein. Prawn in Banh Xeo is a bit of a classic. If you've got access to fresh prawn, definitely go for that. But for the sake of keeping the cost down, I like using frozen prawns. A little trick for you, to make the flesh a little bit firmer, add in a little bit of bicarb in there. When you dissolve it in water, that will just firm the flesh back up. Aside from prawns, it is traditional to also have pork bellies. But I got some leftover fried chicken sitting in the fridge because I undercooked it, so I'm going to use that instead. Pull my chicken thigh into shreds and set aside. Grab an onion. We don't need a huge amount, so cut it in half and just peel the one half. Trim off the head and bottom and thinly slice it up. Now with our batter, our protein and dipping sauce all ready to go, we're going to move over to the stove. Wide base pan or wok on medium heat. Neutral oil in. First, cook up the onions until semi-soft. I then added the chicken pieces. Give it a quick stir and add in the defrosted prawn we prepared earlier. Here, I noticed the biggest difference. Chicken doesn't release fat like pork belly does, So the longer we cook it, the more likely we're going to stain the pan and make it sticky. As a result, I recommend cooking the protein up and give our pan a wash before getting onto the crepe. Clean pan, generous amount of oil in, and we add in our batter, just enough to cover the base of the pan. While the crepe batter is still running on top, add in a good amount of protein. Once the top of the crepe is cooked through, a healthy pinch of bean sprouts right on top of the crepe. Next, fold our Banh Xeo in half. And slide it onto the plate. Don't stress, if you break the crepe, it will taste just as good. Final touches, I pinch some lettuce I have growing in the garden, as well as some spring onions. I've been really loving having a garden to grow and have access to super fresh ingredients. To eat the Banh Xeo, take a piece of the lettuce, top it with some crepe, protein, bean sprouts, and herbs of your choice like coriander, basil, or Thai parsley. Wrap it up and go for a swim in the beautiful dipping sauce we just made. One serve of our Banh Xeo works out to be $1.19.6. Alright, and there we have it. That is our Banh Xeo done. This right here, it's so colorful, and the dipping sauce is just telling me to dive right in. I'm going to do that and let you know how it tastes like. There's so much going on in that mouthful. It's texture, it's flavor, it's that umami and freshness and the crunch. Talk about the dipping sauce here first. Savory, sweet, and umami, a really good balance, and combined with, we got that garlicky kick and a little bit of spiciness coming from the chili. So good. This right here, fresh lettuce coming out from the garden, super crispy, and our crepe fried to golden brown and nice and crispy, a different kind of crispiness, wrapping up all the protein and a substantial amount of our bean sprout. I don't know, man, this is a sensory journey on its own. From the moment you bite into it, you chew it, you discover the feelings, and it's you gotta try it. It's such a simple recipe and gives you so much. Alright, that is all I got for you today. If you liked the video, if you learned something, give the video a like and consider subscribing. I have one of these videos coming out every 2 weeks. We talk about budget, we talk about being sustainable, we talk about cooking at home, and we can make some really amazing stuff right at your home kitchen. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.